Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Vanessa, licensed psychotherapist and GLP-1 user. I had time today. I recently received a comment that said it must be nice being rich enough to afford Zepbound. And I have to admit, I laughed because if buying one prescription makes me rich, somebody forgot to tell my bank account about that. And apparently, my financial advisor is now in the YouTube comments. Now, I know it's somebody trolling, and that's okay, but I thought that this was an important conversation. Can I tell y'all that we have got to stop confusing priorities with privilege? But after I laughed, I realized that this comment represents a much bigger conversation, and it is one worth having. So let's talk about access. First, let me say clearly that I completely agree that access to Zepbound and other name brand GLP-1s are unfair. What's not unfair is that some people have health insurance coverage. Some qualify for savings cards. Some use compounded medication, and some budget for brand name medications. And some simply cannot afford it at all. That isn't a character issue, that's a healthcare issue. Healthcare in this country is incredibly uneven, and I, for one, sincerely hope that this changes. I do not want fewer people having access. I want more people to have access. Here's where I think we get off track. So where I think we lose each other a lot of the time is when advocating for affordable healthcare turns into criticizing people who have access to it. These are two different conversations, but assuming that someone is rich because they prioritize their health, that is a leap. We don't know people's stories. We don't know their budgets. We don't know their sacrifices. We don't know what they're choosing to give up in order to prioritize something that matters to them. I work hard. I got bills. I have a family. I create content because I genuinely care about this community and humans. Like so many of you, I budget, I make sacrifices. And one of the choices I've made is to invest in my health. Some people prioritize vacations, some buy luxury handbags, some upgrade their cars, some enjoy expensive hobbies. None of these choices are wrong, but for me, my health happens to be my priority. And I make no apologies for that. I feel no guilt about that because lowering my blood pressure, improving my metabolic health, protecting my future, being here for my children and my grandchildren is worth that investment for me. The therapist in me notices something though, right? So as a psychotherapist, I also notice something deeper here in this comment that sometimes when people see someone else with something they can't access, their brain naturally starts creating a story. Well, they must be rich or they must have it easy. They're lucky. Sometimes those stories are true, but many times these are assumptions, and assumptions usually tell us more about what we're feeling than about the other person. Sometimes those assumptions come from disappointment. Sometimes it's frustration or grief or helplessness and even envy. None of those emotions make someone a bad person. They're just a part of being human. But they also don't justify attacking strangers or making assumptions about their lives. The bigger conversation, instead of saying, if I can't have it, you shouldn't either, what if we asked, how do we make sure that more people have access? Because that's the conversation that I want to have. The answer isn't guilting people who found a way. The answer is fighting for affordable health care. The answer is advocating for better insurance coverage for all people. The answer is reducing stigma around obesity treatments, the fact that we even have to use these treatments. The answer is making these medications accessible to the people who need them most. That's where my energy is going, and that is my hope for this community. For those of you who are truly here for the right reasons. One of the reasons I started this channel was to create a space where Black women, and really anyone on this journey, could feel supported instead of judged. As Black women especially, we already carry enough judgment from the world. I don't want us creating that judgment within a community that's supposed to support healing. Let's be the place where compassion is louder than criticism. Whether you're taking brand name Zepbound or Ozempic, compounded tirzepatide or semaglutide, or any other GLP-1. Or you're still hoping to gain access to it someday. We're all here because we want healthier lives. We all want to feel better. We all want to reduce our health risks. We all want to live longer for the people we love. So let's advocate for each other and not assume the worst about each other. And finally, I say this with love, stay out of my pockets. They are already busy enough paying my bills. Thank you so much for being here, though. I appreciate you all watching this video. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation respectful, compassionate, and focused on what really matters, and that is helping more people gain access to the care that they deserve. So I thank you. I hope that you all are doing amazing on your GLP-1 journeys, whether you are on a name brand or compounded GLP-1. I hope that your journey is going amazing. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. And until then, take great care.